Never ever could I do this if force. While increasing the funds, we're still checking the scores. Whether it's high goals galore or we're coming up short, still the passion is up in arms, loud as hell to the core. Analysis along with stats, now Jerry runs through that. While G's keeping it G, we play a race with facts. No cap, we keep it thorough, keep it true for every borough. Tuning into the pieces of true kings. See, you're tuning into the pitch. Talking ballers, goal stats or kits that keep it fly for every player, balling slick. See, you're tuning into the pitch. Talking all the fundamentals of the sport we love. Perfect show, feeling flow. See, you're tuning into the pitch. See, you're tuning into the pitch. We welcome you to the pitch.
That's what they telling me to come for me. No hesitation when I come forward. I won't let you go. When she telling me to come forward, come for me. That's what they telling me to come forward. No hesitation when I come forward. I won't let her go. Yeah, yeah, yeah. She's telling me to come forward, come for me. I don't know why finally now I just spoke my mind. I know it's long since we spoke sometime, but this thing no play, I go change your mind. Just give me some time, baby, please, cause I don't have no time to waste. No more back and forth just like Aaliyah. That's all I wanna do right now is grab it up. So you know me gonna grab it up. Body to body make a bend up on that reeling. Bad man turn you over like a steering. Well, when me gonna grab it up. So you know me gonna grab it up. Body to body make a bend over the reeling. Bad man turn you over like a steering. But she telling me to come forward, come for me. That's what she telling me to come for me. No hesitation when I come forward. I won't let you go. When she telling me to come forward, come for me. That's what she telling me to come forward. No hesitation when I come forward. I won't let her go. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Just killed it.
You made the decision to play Thiago. Klopp doesn't change the system since move back to left. You don't want to change from the 4-3.
Boom, boom, boom. What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on, people? We are back again on the Jerry James Show. Welcome back. Welcome to another edition of the Transfer Hub. Going to be doing these daily as we're in the January transfer window. And we're going to try and get you the Liverpool news as direct, as concise as possible every single day. So appreciate everyone tuning in with me on this afternoon. Apologies about the delayed lateness. Just have to make sure I run the intro, make sure everyone gets in it. Big up to everyone. Hope you're doing well. Make sure we are smashing the like upon the video. As we know, upon that entry, anytime you see me in this glowy little box, this highlighted box, make sure you are smashing the like. Make sure if you're new to the channel as well and you enjoy the content, make sure you're subscribing as well. Thank you so much for all the new subscribers. And we've got, look, there's not a lot to talk about if we're being deadly honest in regards to Liverpool. We did kind of mention it. However, there are some murmurings around, potential incoming for Liverpool, potential contract extensions, players returning from loan. There's a few things that we need to get into. So we're going to obviously make sure that we're all up to date and up to scratch and know exactly what's going on when it comes to LFC. Before I get into anything, guys, I need to obviously get into the chat. So make sure you're greeting yourself, greet everyone in the chat as well. Make sure, we're in the building together. Big up to Gary straight off the bat saying Tally OJJ. Big up to yourself, Gary. Hope you're doing well. We've got Double A saying Gonçalo Inácio or Lenny Euro. Inacio is more realistic with him having a release clause. Plus, he's only 22 years old and a fantastic centre-back. Just pay the release clause and stop this low bidding nonsense. Listen, we're going to get into it. We're definitely going to get into it. Big up to Keep It Level in the building. We've got Outsider in the building as well. Big up to John. We've got KLFC. We've got Pure People on Twitch as well. Big up to Anfield Road in the building. We've got KLFC in the building as well. Guys, straight off the bat, as soon as we're in, please make sure we are smashing the like. Just everyone coming. If we can smash the likes now, listen, the chat's going to be popping. You guys are going to be engaging with yourselves. I'm going to be obviously discussing with you guys as well. And ultimately, we're going to have a really good show like we did yesterday. So please make sure you keep that up. And yeah, share the content as well. Share the content. Well, look, let's get straight into the bat, man. Straight into it. A lot of... Actually, I'm going to start with one. We're not going to talk about Inacio first. I'm going to start with one. That's actually quite interesting, you know. There's been a lot of talks about, you know, Salah leaving last season. You know, Salah's obviously gone to AFCON, so there's a lot of talk surrounding Salah. Really, really good second half performance against who did we play? Against not Fulham. My mind's gone blank. Who did we play last? Who did we slap? Who did we slap? I'm going crazy. Not Newcastle. I'm here saying Burnley. Big up to KLFC. So really good second half against Newcastle. I'm losing my mind. Newcastle. I'm here thinking of Trippier, and I said Burnley. This is how you know I'm tired. But yeah, really good second half performance from Salah. So obviously, there's a lot of talk around Salah. Salah now obviously is the talk of the town. Is the best player in the world. Yada yada yada. We know he hasn't been up to scratch in the last couple of weeks, and the forward line haven't been, if we're being completely honest, bar that Newcastle game. Bids from Saudi Arabia last season, and I mean last transfer window, and now there's talks that, you know, Salah might be the one that, you know, is pushing for a contract extension. Now, how true this is, I'm not too sure. But without further ado, we're going to get straight into the rumors, man. Let's see what's going on here, man. And there's actually a report coming from transfer news, football transfers, sorry. Stating there, and you guys will see. Let me just make sure I can zoom in for you guys so you guys can see this. Amazing. So it's exclusive. Salah wants a new deal. Football transfers and partner site Anfield Watch have been told Mo Salah is leaning towards snubbing Saudi interest to extend his Liverpool contract, which is set to expire in 2025. In equally positive news for the Reds fans and their club, apparently lead this race to sign Kylian Mbappé. Now, that is obviously a very, very kind of straight, direct bit of news, a bit of reporting. Some would potentially consider it lazy, but if we're being honest, how realistic do we think this obviously report is? I mean, at the beginning of the season, you know, when after a poor season last year, not being in the Champions League, the offer of obviously Saudi did seem very, very lucrative, of course, but it's appealing, isn't it? If you're thinking about it from Salah's perspective, you know, it's an appealing offer. A lot of money, being the face of Middle Eastern football, the fact he's obviously Muslim and from the obviously Islam world, it made a lot of sense, especially when Liverpool, you were hearing, you know, the likes of 250 being touted, 300, 150, unlimited amounts of money for Mo Salah, a 31-year-old that seemed to be on the decline if we looked at last season, or, you know, just seeing that Liverpool might not get to the heights. We might need the money to rebuild like we did with Coutinho that season. You know, it made a lot of sense. And I think it was right for a lot of us to be very worried. And if not worried, kind of accepting of the fact, saying of, you know what, knowing Liverpool's model, knowing FSG's model, we're going to maybe have to make the purchase. But this season's been, look, it's come on leaps and bounds. Started the season really, really well. Had a dip. Obviously, he's coming back into his own now. Do we give Salah a new deal? You know, arguably one of Liverpool's greatest players, an argument for him to be the greatest player in the Premier League era. What's going on there? You know, so what does signing Salah mean? And this is what I want to discuss with you guys. Signing Salah, of course, is great. It's a statement. It means that we are keeping one of our best players. We're not giving in to some juggernaut powerhouse such as a Real Madrid or a Barcelona. You know, although the interest is from Saudi Arabia, we're still kind of, do you know what I mean? We're Liverpool. We're not going to sell for anything. We're not going to sell at all. I mean, they stood by their word and stood their ground in the summer transfer window when bids of 150 million were being floated around and rumored about to obviously join Al Ittihad. Does the signing of Salah impact the signing of other players? Of course, he'd like to potentially re-sign. Would that change the salary model that we're discussing? A lot of us were speaking about, Mbappé being an option, Mbappé being rumoured of coming to Liverpool now. Whether it's in January or it's in the summer, this is a rumour that's going on. And, a lot of talk surrounding Mbappé is Liverpool can't pull off the deal because it would destroy and shatter their salary cap, their salary structure. Would re-signing Mo Salah shatter that structure? Would it be on the same amount of money? Would it be a pay cut? I really want to obviously discuss this with you guys. So, guys, make sure obviously you are letting me know what you're saying up in here. And guys, make sure we smash a like straight off the bat. Already got 40 people in the building, guys. Smash that like. We got Endman saying here, sign him up. We've got Double A saying Salah is going to extend his contract. Makes sense as he is ultra competitive. Too early for him to be going to Saudi. Of course, Liverpool, in the way that obviously we've been competing this season, looking around and seeing actually Liverpool are to back top of the league. Pushing for those Champions League spots at a minimum, and that's me being very, very conservative. Of course, competing in the Europa League with an eye with an eye of obviously looking to win that competition. Liverpool are competing on all fronts, and for someone like Salah, I actually agree. He is a competitive, obviously, player. Is Saudi a bit too early for him? Yes, I mean, he's not going to be competing for those major honours in world football that unfortunately are only in the obviously in the European leagues. Would Liverpool turn down 200 million if Saudi came in for that, or 250 though? That's the question that we need to obviously discuss. Would we be re-signing him because we want to get a larger figure for him in terms of, he's re-signed a new contract, he's got more years on his deal. Can we cash in for more money? These are all things to obviously think about as well. Big up to KLFC in the building saying, give him a new deal. Saudi will still pay 100 million for him in a year or two. KFC saying Mbappé is never happening though. I hear you. We've got Keep It Level saying he wants to be Liverpool's all-time greatest player, most probably retire at Liverpool, and he's earned it. I mean, from that perspective, if he wanted to retire from Liverpool, if there's any player that deserves that title, I mean, it's definitely him in the modern era, 100%. We've got Double S saying, I refuse to believe Mbappé links. I'm just not doing it to myself. Learnt my lesson with Bellingham. I hear you. Big up to Honesty saying, breaking news, FSG is looking to spend 1.3 billion in the PGA Tour, but no money for LFC. Also, John Henry is named in the Jeffrey Epstein list. I want this man gone now. I mean, look, I don't really want to talk about that list. Not something I really want to touch on. All I want to say is, apparently, from what I've gone and seen, Sander Berger, Mikel Arteta, and Callum Hudson-Odoi are also on this John Doe list. What that means, I don't know. I'm not really going to get into it, but I'm going to take it with a pinch of salt. Spending 1.3 billion in the PGA Tour means they're probably going to get a return on that investment. I can't see FSG doing that. I'd like to know where the source is from, though, honestly. Big up to John saying, I'd want him to stay, but can we afford to sign him on at this stage? Given we need to look at the future, that's the question. And that's what it is, man. That's exactly what it is. We've got John saying again, they are already distorting that structure by giving him a new deal last year. LOL, I don't believe that salary nonsense. I hear you, man. I definitely hear you on that. We've got obviously Double A here saying that list has been delayed until the 22nd of Jan, so no one knows who's on the list. Keep it level saying battery. It could happen. He made Rao look like Mags last time around. You don't get away with that to Rao of all clubs. I honestly think he stays at PSG though. I definitely hear that. 2 seconds, guys. I need to just check that there. Cool. Big up to Outsider in the building saying Saudi League is retiring, is a retiring league still. Even if they pump so much money and attract star players all around the world, it's still retiring center. So I think Mo is not happy with that yet. That's understandable. That's definitely understandable. Big up to Gagan Deep saying 25.8 million seems low for Inacio. Does his contract run out at the end of the season? We'll definitely get onto Inacio. So I'm going to obviously start that question and we're definitely going to get into it and why it's that amount and why it seems so low. We've got honestly saying yes, Salah stays. I don't see us signing Mbappe, Bakayoko, or Elise for how great Salah. I don't see us signing Mbappe, Bakayoko, or Elise maybe for how great Salah is. has been, don't know if he can keep up the level, keep that level going. But maybe he does if we need to look at the future. I definitely agree, man. Definitely agree. Can he keep up that level? That's the question that's going to be posed at Salah every time we entertain even giving him an extra contract extension or whatever that might be. So it's really interesting to obviously go and see that. And it's definitely something we're going to obviously discuss. Moving on. Big up to Classy in the building. Classy saying, doesn't Inacio have a 60 million release clause? That's what obviously we're going to discuss now. So speaking on Inacio, so really interesting here. And we're going to get straight into it now. Straight into it. Great segue. So big up to everyone. Said George de Transferias saying Liverpool sent a 30 million proposal for Gonçalo Inácio. They are the club most interested in the young Portuguese player. This was obviously dropped late last evening by obviously quite a relatively big Portuguese kind of ITK, if you want to call it that. He has a 60 million release clause, of course. It seems that we've bid half of that amount of money. Now, I'd be interested to see why Liverpool have done that. If that's the case, these are what the rumours are obviously stating. Whether this is true, of course, we are not sure. There are conflicting reports. If we kind of move on from that, let me just share this tab so we can see this here. Yeah, so Fabrizio Romano obviously addressing the Liverpool rumours regarding Inacio, a player that apparently they've scouted for a long time. So this is obviously direct from Fabrizio Romano, Mr. Here We Go himself, stating Fabrizio Romano obviously addressed rumours surrounding one of Liverpool's most heavily linked reported targets. Obviously, he goes on, obviously speaking to Kick. He kind of, as they said here, poured cold water on the prospect of Liverpool moving for the 22-year-old in January. And really kind of conflicting reports they're stating, look, Gonçalo Inácio to Liverpool. We've had this story on Inacio and Liverpool for 3 or 4 years. We hear that Liverpool are close to signing Inacio, but it's usually the same person linking Inacio to Liverpool. At the moment, I'm not aware of a change. He's a player they've scouted for a long time, so someone they definitely admire, but it's not something concrete. Now, that's what's obviously been stated from Fabrizio Romano speaking to Kick earlier today. Goes on to obviously say, this report goes on to say, obviously, on the empire of the cop. Kostas Tsimikas' recent collarbone injury prompted the Portuguese media to revive the Inacio Liverpool links once more, claiming that the Reds might land the Sporting defender if they're willing to strop up the 52 million valuation of his release clause. As Romano alluded to, the 22-year-old's name is one of those that seems perennially to be tied to the Reds without anything discernible actually happening. So we probably shouldn't cross our fingers for any drastic progress on that front too soon. Then again, LFC have pulled a rabbit out of their hat before at this time of year, with the stealthy acquisitions of Luis Diaz and Cody Gakpo springing to mind. So the prospect of the Portugal centre-back coming to Anfield by the end of January can't be totally discounted. The emergence of João Konsa, however, has lessened the urgency for Liverpool to strengthen their options in that part of the squad, although there could be a void later this year if João Matip's contract isn't extended beyond the June expiry. Despite Romano downplaying any links with Inacio, we probably still expect Liverpool to hit plenty of the 22-year-old throughout the duration of the current transfer window. So that's what we're obviously hearing from regarding the Empire Cop. I'm just going to get that up for you guys so you guys can see that as well. As I read that, because there was a lot of talk, as we can see here. Let me just zoom in so you guys can see that straight from Fabrizio Romano stating Gonçalo Inácio to Liverpool. We've had this story on Inacio in Liverpool for 3 or 4 years. We hear that Liverpool are close to signing Inacio, but it's usually the same person linking Inacio to Liverpool. At the moment, I'm not aware of any change. He's a player they've scouted for a long time, but it's not something concrete. Now, of course, conflicting reports, it does depend on how you want to look at it. I guess it's the glass half full, half empty kind of scenario. Do you go with this media outlet that's stating that Liverpool are looking for Inacio? You've got another outlet that's saying Liverpool have been interested, they've been scouting this player, but there's nothing concrete so far. I tend to kind of side with Fabrizio Romano's side on it. I think, look, a signing for a defender, especially a left-footed defender, a defender that can play on the left side of centre-back, is definitely one that, you know, would appeal to Liverpool. We're looking at, obviously, a defence right now that's struggling for injury, as the report stated. The likes of Tsimikas, obviously injured out for a while. It might be towards the end of the season, back end of obviously the end of this season when he's coming back, because a collarbone can be a bit fiddly in that regard. Obviously, Robertson's still out with an injury, although we hope he's going to be coming back shortly. Konate is obviously always an injury. That Matip's out for the season. We do seem to be a bit light in that area of the field. Now the question is, how much do Liverpool rate the fitness of Konate, Gomez, and Konate Gomez in particular, alongside obviously Virgil van Dijk? They need Trent to be fit for the majority of the season as well, and then they'll probably look at that and say, "Oh, if we can get him for on a cheap, maybe we go and do that. But if we can't get him for a cheap, do we go and splurge out all our money?" I think Liverpool, especially in the January transfer window, have always proved to be opportunistic as opposed to gung-ho going for a player unless they've had to. If the opportunity arises to go and sign Inacio, I think Liverpool will definitely be in talks. Will we go and push for it in this window? I'm not too sure, but let me know in the comments. But hold on, we've got the main man here. We've got G. Told him what's going on, G.
I'm good, my bro. I'm good. Can you hear me properly, yeah?
Yeah, we can hear you, man. We can hear you. We can hear you. What's going on, man?
I'm good, my bro. I'm good. Big up everyone in the chat. Please make sure, if you haven't done so already, make sure you guys are smashing that like button. Yeah, I'm saying. But yeah, man, I'm all blessed. I said, doing a bit of transfer talk. I said, yo, let's get jiggy, man. Let's get into it, bro. Why not? How are you?
Yeah, I'm good, man. I'm good. Obviously, we're just discussing. Guys, make sure, obviously, we're heading over to GTV Football, smashing a like as well. If anyone's in the chat, make sure we're heading over there. But interesting then, obviously, conflicting reports regarding, obviously, Gonçalo Inácio from Sporting, 22-year-old centre-back. Jorge Transferias, some Portuguese, obviously, ITK, quite a big one, is obviously reporting that Liverpool are have submitted a proposal or a bid for Inacio worth about 28.5 million, so 30 million euros. That's half the kind of his release clause that we've submitted. Fabrizio Romano going on to say that, look, Liverpool is a player that Liverpool have been scouting for 3 or 4 years now. Kind of makes sense with Pep Linders and his links to the Portuguese league, but there's nothing concrete as of yet. Where do you stand with this kind of report, especially considering that a lot of the fan base would argue that centre-back, the defensive area, is a position that Liverpool need to be strengthening?
I guess with the links that Pep Linders have got with that Portuguese league, and looking at those kind of players, but it makes sense in terms of the link in itself. Whether we would go for him, I heard you mention when I was in the back office there, I heard you talking about the report mentioning something about Kwanzaa and the emergence of Kwanzaa might not really. I feel like that's playing a big part as to why I don't think we would really go out there and sign another centre back. You know, I think. Listen, I can see everyone in the chat. I can see big up honesty as well. And Inacio, of course, we want to sign players like this. Do you get what I'm trying to say? He's a good player. He can play in a couple positions, left back, left-sided centre back as well. Something that I guess we all feel that we, I guess, potentially need. So if we feel we need it, you know what that means? That means we ain't going to sign. Do you know what I mean? That means we ain't going to sign no one in that position, because we know how, Liverpool and Klopp kind of go. We like to look at the solutions within as opposed to looking on the outside and stuff like that. So I like Inacio. I would love for us to, get him in January. If this 25, 30 million, whatever it is that we've supposedly bidded or are trying to bid, if Liverpool are bidding that, then we must have some type of indication that these guys are willing to do some type of business, and it must be lower than his release clause, which is whatever it is, 60 odd million or whatever the actual amount is. So I don't know, man. It's a tricky one. I don't really want to believe it. It's early in the transfer window. What, 4th of Jan? I don't know, but yo, if you told me we're going to sign Inacio tomorrow, I'd be happy. So yeah, I can't really complain too tough, man.
Yeah, I definitely hear it. If I'm going to be honest, I haven't seen a lot of Inacio to go and say, how good he is or how good he could be. Obviously, there's a lot of links with Liverpool and Inacio, Arsenal and Inacio as well. So he seems to be the talk of the town at the moment. How good he could be, I don't know. Is he miles better than Jarell Kwanzaa? Maybe in terms of experience, but in terms of ability, is he? I'm not too sure. So if that's the case, you don't need to go and spend that amount of money to go and block someone that you feel can be of a similar level, especially for what Liverpool need. Because if Inacio isn't playing every single game, or if that's not the goal for Inacio when he joins the club, then there has to be a question on why would you go and spend 60 million euros on a player to be on the bench. I don't think Liverpool would ever go and do that. If you're spending 60 million euros, you're going to go and he's going to be a starter. I think they look at Konate as a starter. I think they're looking at Kwanzaa saying, hey, if you can push Konate for that place, it's cool. We obviously got Joe Gomez that's obviously revitalized himself and that Klopp and the club like. We've got Robertson right now, and there's no real talk about obviously Robertson declining or his position being taken out. I think as a permanent left back. I know other teams would do it. I don't think Liverpool would go and do it unless they saw him as you're going to be our guaranteed starter, like we did with Konate when we signed him.
And that's what I said, bro. Like, bro, we know how Liverpool move. You know what I'm saying? We know how they move. Like, we want the player. That means we ain't signing the player. That's basically what that means. Like, how many players we all wanted summer? Look at all the players that we said, nah, I'd sign him, or I'd sign him, I'd sign him. I don't feel like many people mentioned the players that we actually signed. You get what I'm trying to say? Like, it was always other players. So that's why I'm thinking, if we know Liverpool, we won't be surprised if we don't sign another centre back. Let's put it that way. I don't think we would. I think the only way we would have done something like that is if Jarell Kwanzaa hadn't, been this kind of surprise package, so to speak, someone where you're like, right, okay, cool. He's doing all right. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Like, then do we need to? And Jerry's right. I 100% agree. Why would you sign someone for that amount and then not, what are you going to do? What? Tell him that he's not going to really play anymore? Like, he's just going to just stay on the bench and all of that kind of stuff. So that's where I'm a little bit like, I don't know, man. Klopp don't really like doing those kind of things unless he sees this person as, no, I'm going to change formation, for example. And I don't know, he's going to start playing three at the back and we do want Inacio in there with two other centre-backs, then yeah, maybe so. But at this current moment in time, I just don't really see it, man. But hey, you never know, man. Why not put strengthen strengthen the team from a position of strength? We're top of the league. Do you know what I'm trying to say? We're battling on every competition that we're in. Why not? But we know how this thing goes already, bro.
Yeah, definitely hear it. Guys, let us know what you obviously think on the Inacio news. I'm going to get into what you guys are stating right now. We've got Alan saying here, look, we need a right back. I've been ranting about this since 2022. Trent moves into the middle. We need a right back. We've got Outsider saying, actually, that's something else. We've got honestly saying, hold up, JJ. Didn't Trent supposed to get a new contract? And Diaz also needs a new contract, especially Curtis Jones. He's on 17K. 17K. Rah.
I thought he signed a new deal recently. Right.
Yeah, I thought so as well. Keep it left. Yeah, he did. He did like last season or something, isn't it? I'm pretty sure he did.
If that contract then said he got to 17K, then he might need to get new agents.
It's mad. Yeah. In it, looking at Callum Hudson-Odoi getting 150 and that.
Bro, for real. Yeah, for real. That's actually a madness. That's a madness.
It's mad. Keep it level saying, big up to Roman TV saying, did a video on Inacio with an expert, so he definitely ain't joining every time they do these vids. Nothing happens. I mean, look, there's a lot of links in it, so not every expert is probably going to pull through, if we're being honest. Like, if we got an expert down for this Inacio deal or Mbappé or Bellingham, I mean, would have been in the mud as well. So,
good thing we didn't, boy. It's good thing we did
with things like that. Gagandeep saying, left-footed centre-backs are a premium due to the lack of them. That's true, but I mean, it's interesting. If we're playing a 4 at the back, he's not displacing Verge anytime soon. So exactly. Verge is so that's the problem. What is he going to do? Play right or play left back? Like, this is my point. Are Liverpool going to sign a £60 million defender to sit on the bench majority of the time when you know Verge plays minimum 89% of all games? Yeah, I mean, which is mad. It's mad. You're not going to spend that amount of money, I don't think. We've got Beep saying get Inacio done. Dustin saying, from what I know of Inacio, I don't get the hype. Honestly saying, I think we are getting a defender because we are scouting Inacio for some time. Also scouting for a Japanese defender. I'll be interested to go and see that. Angel saying, big up to Angel saying, I've never watched Inacio. I don't know what to think. Yeah, definitely.
Big up Angel, because people don't really like to admit this kind of stuff. Like, and Jerry admitted it there as well in terms of like when we haven't seen a player bare, it's almost like some people force it. Like, No. He's sick. They saw one comp on Twitter that one of these Twitter guys, obviously, they do these silly little comps and that, and they're like, no, we need to sign. I saw the Decore stuff during the summer, bro. I've never seen a comp for this guy ever in my life. And during the summer, I saw a comp, and in that comp, I was like, this is the brother you guys want to sign. Like, off this thing. I said, bro, I haven't even seen him that much, but if this is what we're trying to sign him for, then yeah, it's a bit mad still.
Yeah, there we go, man. We've got John obviously saying we've got Kwanzaa as well. Keeper level saying Itakura is the Japanese defender. Okay, so interesting. But exactly. So let us know, guys, obviously in the comments if you're watching this back on a replay, and obviously in the live chat as well. What do you think of Inacio? What do you think of the rumours? Do you think Liverpool make a move for Inacio in the January transfer window? Is it someone we get in the summer? Or is it something that we, just a rumour that floats around and he ends up going to United or Spurs or someone? And we like a Mickey van der Ven, which obviously Liverpool are linked with for the majority of the window as well. So obviously, guys, make sure obviously we're communicating with us and smashing a like as well on the video. Next one to chat about as well, man, in terms of news. As I said, it's quite dry for news today. So you've had to stretch it as much as possible. Hold on. There we go. Let me just share this tab as well. So this is direct, obviously, from the LiverpoolFC.com website in regards to James Balagizi, obviously the fairly highly rated, midfielder, returning from his loan spell at Wigan Athletic this season. James Balagizi has returned to Liverpool after being recalled from his loan at Wigan. The 20-year-old made 7 appearances for the League One side, having signed a new contract with the Reds prior to completing his temporary switch. Balagizi has been part of Liverpool's academy setup since under 11 level and has also had a spell last season with Crawley Town. Now, not a lot of news regarding that. Balagizi, obviously, from what I've seen, some people rate him as a decent player. Well, we can be decent anyway for Liverpool. What's going on? It's gone mad dark all of a sudden. Yeah, there we go. Make it Bruma. But yeah, so obviously highly tired youngster, especially in the academy, obviously, days. Went on loan out to Crawley. Only 7 appearances for League One side, Wigan. Recalled from Liverpool now. Are we recalling these players because they're not getting game time and, we're trying to loan them out again? Or are we recalling these players because we haven't got depth in our team and we're looking at certain games in the Carabao Cup, in the EFL Cup, maybe even in the Europa League, depending on, how well we do in the first legs and so, and looking at the injuries that we've got and saying, hey, maybe these players can go and help us out as opposed to going to the market, because now we've got Owen Beck that's returning from loan, Reece Williams that's returning from loan. They're entertaining recalling Nat Phillips from his loan at Celtic as well. And James Balagizi now, and when we look at these positions, it's a centre midfielder, a left back or right back, and 2 centre backs.
The thing is, I think both are correct still. I think we're looking at, because we don't have enough players depth-wise, especially like during this January, we might just need some players, might be able to just help us throughout the January. Then come the end of January, then if anyone's going to go back out on loan or somewhere else, then we'll just send them out come the end of January if there's like a good offer coming in. And also, some of these guys are just not really getting too much game time. Do you get me? Which begs its own question of how good are they, so to speak. Like, you guys can rate them however you want to rate them. But I think some of these things are going to be interesting to see over these, next couple of weeks and stuff like that. Because I think Klopp's almost probably stuck between a rock and a hard place, because he's probably looking at it thinking, we're doing well. Who am I going to sign that's going to... And you remember you was talking about this in the group chat when we're talking about like certain players and then, et cetera, like potentially moving the needle. Who can you realistically sign now that's going to really move the needle, that's available right now for us to just go, but yeah, let's go sign Mbappé, let's go sign Harry Kane or whatever. Like, there's hardly any real players out there. So he's probably just thinking, maybe if I just get these guys back, they can just add a bit more depth, to the team, sub-rotation kind of players. You've got FA Cup, obviously, against Arsenal this weekend. Maybe some of them can play in that game or be on the bench for that game. So I don't have to necessarily use, the main guys. Certain players might be coming back. We heard Thiago potentially coming back, come the end of or sometime in January. By Tečić, I haven't got a clue when that guy's coming back, but maybe things might look different come the end of January. So having these guys for the next 3 games or whatever it is during this month might just be calm. And then if something becomes available, because you mentioned it there, Liverpool's so opportunistic. If there's a deal to be made with someone that's like, yo, let's grab such and such for 30 mil, bro, Liverpool will be all over that shit. Trust me on that one. So I think it's just a waiting game. And, you know, these players, they're not really getting game time. Carvalho, come back. What did we start hearing about Carvalho? Oh, Leicester City want him. Southampton potentially looking at him. You know, people talking about him maybe going back down to the Championship as opposed to we all want him to go to, I don't know, Real Madrid or something because we want him to be playing higher level football, but he just needs to be playing games. I mean, like, man ain't kicking ball at all, so he just needs games. So, yeah, man, I think it's a bit of both. So, like I said, it'll just be interesting to see how this kind of pans out throughout this month. So, yeah, man.
Yeah, I mean, but the problem you've got, just to obviously add to your point, the problem you've got as well is we can, of course, keep these players and we might be fine with these players just having these on the bench or rotating these players. But FIFA, obviously, regulations stipulate that players can't play for more than 2 teams in a single season. So if they play even a minute, 30 seconds for Liverpool in any competition, they can't go back out on loan, which means they effectively become players that we need to either play or they're just not going to get any game time. And I think that's the situation you're in, is that you can bring Phillips in for one game, but you might just play one game this season and never play for the rest of the season, like anywhere, because he has to play for Liverpool.
Okay. Well, then, you know what I'm saying?
So that's the question, is that when they're recalling them, what I'm trying to echo is when they're recalling them.
No.
I know you're saying, oh, yeah, just for this couple games. Are we recalling them and saying, actually, Nat Phillips is going to be the replacement? Like when we need to rotate, Nat Phillips is on the bench. Is that the role he's going to have? Or is he coming to play one game, but then he's just in the basement, like we've seen with a few players who just never, like Musialowski, we've just never seen him. Like Kay Gordon played one game, and like we're never going to see him again. Like it's done.
That's what, honestly, like I said, bruv, we know Klopp though. Do you get what I'm saying? We know how Klopp moves. Like Klopp ain't really a guy, unless there's a deal to be made. This brother ain't really trying to sign players like that. Like, excuse me, he's trying to find them solutions from within. So that's why I'm just like, I feel like he just feels like we'll be all right because we're top of the league as well. Like Klopp will come up with something to say, oh, what do I need to really buy? Like I've got this player, I've got that player, you know, like we've heard before. Now, the only difference now to back then is that we're doing well. So he's got a bit more, the famous phrase that everyone liked to tell me last season, he's got more credit in the bank to be able to say these kind of things, and people ain't realistically going to get onto him and, you know, start saying, you know, all of this stuff, etc., etc. So, like I said, I won't be surprised if Liverpool go throughout the whole January and don't sign anybody, unless another injury, like to someone happens. I don't know, if Joe Gomez gets injured and he's out for 2 months or whatever, then I feel like Liverpool might dip into the market potentially. But then even then, Owen Beck, he's left back. Conor Bradley, he's the right back. There you go. There's your left and right back. Why do I need to sign anybody right now? Like, why am I signing anybody who is going to demand to play minutes like Inacios, who obviously can play left back, centre back, Alphonso Davies, Aït-Nouri, Robinson from Fulham? All these guys kind of want to play, or they want to play a lot more than most, or than Owen Beck. Owen Beck ain't going to care if he plays 2 games between now and the end of the season. I promise you he's not going to care. But Aït-Nouri will care. Robinson will care. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Inacio will definitely care. So it's just how he kind of works things. And I think this game against Arsenal on the weekend, I also think that will be quite telling as to what business we do and don't do. Because if you get knocked out on the weekend, that's one less trophy. How many players do you realistically need for a semi-final Carabao Cup that we're probably going to play a strong team and the Europa League and thing? He's already got his kind of players for it. I don't know, but if we make it through, now you're like, all right, well, you know what I mean? We can still win the thing. So maybe we might need a couple more players. So I do think this game on the Sunday is actually going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting to see the team that he plays as well. Still,
yeah, I think in regards to the team, I know I don't want to talk about it too much, but yeah, I'm finding it interesting why people really want to go weak and they're like, yeah, play Owen Beck and play this player and play that player. Like, we've got 2 Premier League games this month. The rest of them are cup competitions. The only teams
Okay.
that we've got to go and face are Chelsea. No, it's Chelsea on the 31st of January. Let me get it
How
up.
was that it?
Yeah, that's on the 31st. So Salah and Endo could even be back for that time as well when we talk about just player availability. And hold on.
Bournemouth. We've got Bournemouth.
Bournemouth on the 21st. So
Yeah.
you're trying to tell me Liverpool can't get through Bournemouth and Fulham without playing a strong team against Arsenal? I don't get it.
No, listen. As I said, I don't really want to dive into that right now. But yeah, I also don't really get it. But the only caveat I would say is the injuries. If Joe Gomez gets injured, that's 3 left backs out. Like, then you are saying, yeah, Owen Beck, you have to play. But then how confident are you in him being able to play however many games, as an example? I almost feel like we're always an injury away from just things just going to shits at times. Even though we seem to have a lot of players anyway, it always feels like we're an injury away from something big kind of, capitulating in some way, shape or form. So again, like I said, I think this game on Sunday will be interesting and it will tell us what maybe he wants to do throughout the rest of January. But that's dependent on if we go through or not. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely go and hear that. So guys, and make sure obviously we're obviously smashing a like. It's obviously get the questions in now. If you've got any questions to ask us in regards to the games, players, just let us know now. We've got about 5 minutes before we head off. We've got Beep here just saying people trying to overthink things. Klopp will go relatively strong like he normally does. I agree. Honestly saying, bun that. I want strong. I want to win everything. I'm an LFC fan, not a Palace fan. Like G, run me my B treble.
Hey,
or
honestly,
B plus
bugger off,
treble.
man.
B plus treble. We've got KFC saying play the strongest team. Bobby Firmino supposedly signing for Sheffield United. That would be crazy. That would be a fall from grace, bruv. When you leave, just don't come back to Sheffield.
Of all the teams, yeah. It's not even like you're going to like Tottenham or something where I'm like, okay, like.
But Sheffield
you know
Sheffield's just not a very nice place either to live. Like, it's just.
Hey, big up all my people from Sheffield. Still.
No, but after the whole industrial situation, it's just not. It's just not a nice like. I mean, it used to be. It's just not like. It's mad for someone like Bobby, innit? Like you're going from Saudi luxury. Yeah, from Saudi luxury to. I mean, like even myself. I'm saying,
that will be mad. That will be mad. To go from Saudi, the luxury there, to then go to Sheffield, that would look mad. Anyway, like your wife, his missus ain't gonna be sitting there thinking, right, we're here. Like, but they're probably staying in Saudi for 6 months.
I wouldn't be surprised. Exactly, man. We got Boom 43 saying new players need a lot of attention and coaching. 4 came in during the summer, and young players promoted, so the coaching staff already have a lot on their plates. Yeah, you could argue that. Angel Knight 68 asking, are they selling Carvalho? We don't know yet. Yeah.
Would you sell Carvalho though?
What, me or Angel?
No, you.
Oh, me. Would I sell Fabio Carvalho? Yeah, because I think it's done, man. I think
okay.
The road's done. Like loaning him out, it didn't work. He didn't get games. Is he gonna come in now and get games at Liverpool?
Okay, what if then we loaned him out to whoever, like whatever team, and he bangs for the rest of the season? What would you then be adverse to keeping him for next season, or saying, nah, just try and sell him at his this is a high price for him we can get?
I think
he really paid like chicken change.
Yeah, I think you sell him because if you think about it, even though I know he can bang and can do all of this situation, where does he fit in this Liverpool team?
I know.
There's 3 men fighting for a left wing spot at any given time. Do you know what I mean? You've got 5-6 forwards, including Doak. Do you know what I mean? Like you've got in the midfield that is just stacked now as well. You've got Thiago and Bajcetic that are coming back. Liverpool probably go and buy another midfielder if the sale of Thiago is to be sanctioned, or if you just never know what Liverpool are going to go and do.
True.
That's the only positions he's going to go and play, and he's poor in midfield. He can't play in midfield. So when I look at Fabio Carvalho, he's great. The best position was in the number 10. I remember when we signed Fabio Carvalho, we actually spoke about it and said, oh, does this represent a change? Does this represent a change in Liverpool's style of play and formation? Because we're going to have this number 9 that can score goals because he bagged goals at obviously Benfica, this star number 9, this top quality number 9. And we said we're going to have this number 10. A lot of us were saying, "Oh, would it be Bobby and Núñez? I mean, Bobby in the 10, or would it be Núñez up front, or would it be Carvalho at times? Would they be rotating? Would he play the false 9? It just didn't work
didn't
out.
do any of that. Guys, go back. I beg you guys, when you get the time, go back to watch the videos that me, Jerry, and Roms was doing back last year, last season, pre-season. It wasn't even last season, pre-season. Go and watch that, and then come back to now and tell me what's changed in the team. I just want to see something. But when you guys get the time, we'll do it next video anyway.
Yeah, it's true. Double A saying, another thing I have noticed, we never loan players to teams that have just been promoted to the Prem or teams in the bottom half. These loans to Scotland and lower leagues has not benefited anyone. I mean, they haven't, man. They haven't. Bar what Elliott's loan? No loans bang. No loans.
Well,
bang.
people tell me that they felt like Kwanzaa's loan bang, but I don't feel like it banged. I just feel like it was just I don't know, like it didn't bang in the way that Elliott's banged. It just was just like, okay, he went on learn to play football.
Who was Kwanzaa? Where was Kwanzaa? What team was
Bristol Rovers. Bristol Rovers.
Yeah, he didn't bang, man. I didn't hear one word about him playing in Bristol Rovers.
But this is, and even I watched like 2 games of because I had a bet on those 2 games. But I watched those 2 games and I was like, I can't lie, I never felt like he ever stood out. But I didn't also think he drowned in the situation. I just didn't feel like he stood out, so to speak. So, I mean, it is what it is. It is what it is. He's banging now, so clearly.
Yeah, exactly. We've got to keep it level saying JJB getting death threats from Sheffield.
Yeah, facts. That's what I said. Jerry said it, not me. Like, Sheffield, yo, big up, man. I heard it's nice over there still. I heard it's nice.
Yeah, but see, now they think you're lying, though. You see, now they think...
Whoa.
Now they think you're one of them man that just takes the mick. Like, yeah, them trips are hard still. Your trainers are hard. You know they're not.
Hey,
no, you're not.
Hold on. Just because I know they're not, I didn't say that. You could never take me to court and try pull that one over. Man.
You said they are when you know they're not. That's crazy.
Hey, man. I said what I said, man. I said what I said, bro.
I hear you. Double A saying, by the way, Owen Beck is meant to be some player. Rangers and Celtic fans were raving about him when his loan team played them. Could be another Robbo. We never know. Maybe so. We've got honestly saying, nah, he'd better bring me Inacio because I don't want to come short again because we didn't invest in the players we needed to. If we don't win anything because of that, I'm going to get vexed. Who are you going to blame, bro? Who are you going to blame? If we don't sign a DM, who are you going to blame? Chat to me.
People in the chat, just quickly, yeah? Who would you say? Maybe Angel's kind of asked it anyway. But people in the chat, if we don't sign Inacio, what's another centre-back you would sign then if we didn't sign Inacio? I just want to see some names. I just want to see what people are thinking. But yeah, sorry.
Yeah, I hear that. Hold on, just checking how many likes we're on.
Yeah, maybe people smashed the damn thing.
We're on 35 likes, guys. Can we get to 50 likes? Guys? Easily. There's over 60 people in the building, guys. Make sure smash the like button. It's easy. It's just in that direction underneath G side. Just make sure we're smashing the like. Double A got a question saying here, and I'll ask this to G actually. If you were in charge of Mbappé, and he said he would, if you were in charge and Mbappé said he would come to Liverpool, would you break the wage structure for him? Personally, I would. But what would you do, G?
Yeah, I think it's very rare that you get to be able to have the opportunity to sign one of the best players in world football. And I think if that best player in world football wants to come to your club, bro, you just break that wage structure. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Like, I don't even think the wage structure thing is that much of a big deal anyway. I think that's only a big deal at places like a Chelsea who give big wages to a lot of players, kind of thing. Like, Bearman will be on 150k, like 10 players, and you're like, right. Whereas we already have a very good structure in place. And no matter what anyone wants to say about FSG, we have a very good structure in place. For what if that Curtis Jones thing, which I don't think is true, if he was only on 7 or is only on 17k, you're talking about a guy who's give or take one of our most important players, and he's on 17 bags a week, and he ain't looking like he's kicking up a stink and all of them kind of things there. Now, obviously, I don't think he is. I think he's on more money now, but I'm just saying those kind of things there. Even the Salahs, the Virgils, I don't feel like those guys would look at it in like, and we've had this conversation before. Like, I don't feel like them guys would look at it because, again, we don't just give out 100 and 200, 300 to just everybody. It'd be different if Bearman were getting it. Then you would feel like, yo, you're taking the piss now. Like, why is he got it, but I don't have it. We only give it to certain players, and Mbappé is one of the best players in the world, like literally. So why wouldn't you break that wage structure?
You know what? Man's not lying, you know.
What?
They're violating Curtis Jones.
Oh, well, he is on the 17 bags week.
Yeah, he's on a bit under still.
That's mad.
No. Hold on. So Mad's on peanuts, and man, I'm trying to grill him and compare him to certain players in our team. He gets more grillings than a certain number 9. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it. We've got keeper that was saying Liverpool see Bradley as a good right back, and Ramsey in the future as well. I don't think he starts for. You're not what Trent's here for the next 10 years.
That's the problem.
Unless Madrid comes, Trent's here for the next 10 years. So unless he makes a confident switch into midfield where he is now the midfielder, he ain't gonna get I
was gonna ask you. You just said it there, yeah. If Trent were to leave, where do you think he would go?
Madrid.
Yeah, it seems like the only real place that he would go to be fair.
No, it's the only place he'll go. Like Madrid, because Barca's a bit different. Like Barca,
yeah, they're not would
they sign an iconic? Like let's be honest. Like would they have signed a Bellingham to be like an iconic midfielder? I don't know.
I hear it. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? They would have bought a good player, but he'd be a player that's good amongst other good players. Whereas, you know, you look at Real Madrid when they make a signing, it's like, yeah, this guy's he's just a standalone, an icon in his position. So I think it'd be Madrid. But like with Trent there, unless a new manager comes in and wants to play him in midfield, and this next manager rates you so highly that he's going to go and bring you in, that's just never going to happen. Like, that's just never, ever going to happen. A manager's going to come in and be like, actually, I'm just going to cop a new right back. I'm just going to buy a new right back. You're not going to wait for you. Do you know what I mean? And as a player, what you're going to do, wait in the lurches until there's an opening to go and play. And you could be like 55, 56. You ain't doing that. You're going to try and
like Nico Williams. Remember, we saw Nico Williams, bro. He said, "No, I ain't chilling waiting for Trent to get this.
Waiting for Trent to flop. Waiting for Trent to have a dip in form. Like, you just knew, it's peak.
But you know what was even mad about that? Yeah, Nico Williams left Liverpool. Donny out here playing left back in that. I said, yeah, he didn't even care. He just wanted to leave, man. He just wanted to leave still.
Yeah. We got Angel saying, who would you sign in January, JJ and G? Who would you sign, bro?
I actually don't have an answer to that question.
One player, who would you sign?
That's available.
Like, of course. Realistic. One player.
I can't lie, man. I would. But he hasn't played football for time, though, man. I would have said I would just sign Tony. I feel like Liverpool deserve we need a striker. Like, that's the way I feel like we actually need a striker. Even though I was saying in the group earlier on about the attack and the goals that we scored.
You deeped it, innit? You thought about it.
Yeah, because you know what it is? I can't think of another position that, in terms of availability, realistic. Like, I can't sign Mbappé. A DM position, there's a couple names, but I don't feel like we'd sign them right now. Leroy Sané is another name, but I don't feel like we'd sign him right now. Kimmich and all these guys. I feel like you'd have to go and get someone like a Tony. But caveat, that brother ain't kick ball for time. So I don't really know. And I don't know any other strikers out there. You know what I'm saying? Liverpool don't have a striker anyway, man. Trust me. Who would you sign?
I'm signing Tony, you know. I'm signing Tony because I think it makes a statement. It just makes a statement. It's like, yeah, you know what? Like, we're not waiting around for it to see if this guy can pop off. Like, if he pops off, great. But if he doesn't, we've got someone in the bag. It's not to say Tony's going to start over Núñez because stylistically they're different. Like, my opinion on what I like in a striker, let's just be honest, it's irrelevant, innit? It's what Klopp wants from a striker. But if we make that signing, even if he doesn't go and get 40 goals in his next season for Tony, it's a statement where it's like, all right, Liverpool are mucking about. Like, And you take and you've seen Arsenal need a striker because they're all also mucking about up front. And you just gone and grabbed like one of the only strikers that's about. You're now forcing them to go and get Osimhen, like overpay for Osimhen. Like who else is out there? You're not getting Kane. You're not getting Haaland. You're not getting Who are you gonna get? Calvert-Lewin.
You know what's mad? Obviously, you know what's mad? Yeah, we should probably do a show on this. Like, when you look at the list of like players to even just sign in a general sense, like I'm in every position, but I don't really feel like the players out there are really like who I'd be like, yeah, I'd sign this guy or I'd sign that guy. There's not really many players out there. Remember, we're Liverpool, so it's not like we're like Brighton, where I'm like, yeah, I'll take João Pedro from Watford. Like, there's not many.
No, I like it. You know what?
I know he is all right. He is all right. He is all right. Maybe he's the wrong. But you know what I mean? Like, there's not bare players out there that I'm like, oh my god, like you have to sign this guy and rare. So, yeah, man, I would sign Tony. I think Tony's a good striker, and I think he would work in a Liverpool team. I think he will give you kind of what you need up there, man. You know, someone who's a goal threat, but he's also a handful up front. Like he's someone who can play with his back to goal excellently. He's someone who can link up play really, really well when you use him properly. And he's a bit of a fox in the box. He knows the right positions to be in. I never rated him at first. I can't even lie. Ash will, wherever Ash is in the universe, he will tell you. I used to always kind of like not really rate Tony in the Premier League. But after that first season, I was like, all right, let me see you next season, which was last year. He did his thing last year. I said, all right, cool. He's showing me that he can actually do his thing. So why not go out for him? And as Jerry said, brother, look, what other like strikers are even out there? Man, can't sign Kane, can't sign Lewandowski. Benzema's out here doing whatever he's doing in Saudi Arabia. Like, there's not really many guys who I would really think can move the needle for Liverpool. I believe he could still.
Yeah, I hear that. Gaganip saying injury-free Pedro Neto is who I would have gone for no-brainer. Is he injured again?
No, he's saying an injury-free. Like if he wasn't,
but is he injured again? Because I don't think he played in the last couple of games.
No, he did. Right. I'm sure I saw him come off. Like,
okay, he didn't start. He came off the bench or something.
Yeah, he came off the bench.
Okay. Fair.
Yeah, I don't trust that, brother. Like as much as I think he's sick, I just don't even trust him. I can't even.
Yeah, exactly. We got Christian Darwin saying, realistically, if we get a centre back and a right wing in January, then we good. DN can be settled in the summer. However, if we can get Painha in Jan, I'm all for it 1 billion%. We've got Double S saying Trent, Real Madrid would buy Trent in a heartbeat. We've got Angel Nancy saying Bayern, maybe.
Would man really go to Bayern though? Like that's
yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. Yeah. Gang Deep saying G and Jerry, if Klopp doesn't win anything else from now to the end of his contract, where would he rank amongst the best Prem managers of all time?
You guys do this to yourselves, man.
Can't chuck to Pep, Fergie, and Jose. I'm gonna air it because we just get clicked.
Bro, you guys do this to yourselves, and then everyone gets mad at us when we give the answer to this question. Either way, let's put it to you anyway. Even if he wins anything between now and the end of his time, he's still behind these guys anyway. So he can't really do anything to eclipse these guys. So this question is even just me. Big up Gagandy though. You're my guy. You're my G. But yeah, he can't move ahead.
Big up to Haytham Harman saying Curtis deserves 80 bags. To be honest, we got Quasi. Big up to Quasi Bowl TV as well. Make sure we're heading over there and checking out the content saying he hasn't renewed his contract. That's in regards to Jones. He did last season. He got a 5-year deal in 2023.
That's what I was thinking. He did. He did
a 5-year deal, but it works out at 780,000 a year.
Well, under $1 million.
That's what I'm saying. He's getting under $1 million. They're violated. They're violated.
Under $1 million. I know youth man at Chelsea getting more than that right now. Like that's mad.
No, you're violent.
But what? You don't know Chelsea man who getting 20, even just 20, 25 bags a week. And remember at Chelsea, that 25 bags is like 8 bags. Did you get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah,
that's crazy.
It's true, man. Big up to Squidly in the building as well. Big up to Squidly, obviously thing. Who you got? We got Gay and Anderson as well in terms of centre backs. Honestly saying JJ, my guy, even UG, I beg you both, whatever happens, don't go on a rage like true Geordie.
Nah, we don't do rages.
I do rages.
I think I saw like a very small clip of
he was just going into Klopp.
He's different, man.
He's a disgusting human being, and that. Like, but the thing is, he's doing it on purpose. Like, then he done like I saw he done this whole why I don't like Klopp or whatever. And then he goes like, no, like he's a great manager. And look, he was a great manager, but I think football just made him really angry and bitter. And I think the fact that, you know, he didn't tell the referees that the fact that he didn't tell the referees that Jota dived, we should, like, do you know what I mean? That's only a disgusting person would do that. I'm like, brother, listen. Everyone makes mistakes. I hear that. You made some mistakes, my guy.
Some big
you
ones.
made some mistakes, my guy. Like, let's just do you know what I mean? Keep it a buck. Let's just keep it a buck. We got Double A saying, nah, GTV is violating Klopp. If Klopp wins the Prem this season, then goes on to win it again, along with domestic cups and Champions League, he would be solidified.
Yeah, no, I didn't say he wouldn't though. Like, I never said like he'd be up there. But if we was to go through a list of the top Premier League managers, there's not even that many anyway that we'd even put into this list, other than what Pep, Jose, Sir Alex Ferguson, Arsene Wenger, Klopp. Outside of that, there isn't really a list. So Klopp will just be in that list, but the list isn't massive where I'm like, oh yeah, there's like 20 managers that you could choose from. Like he's going to be up there regardless, but there's nothing that he could realistically do, in my opinion. He would probably have to win the Champions League back-to-back in his last 2 seasons at Liverpool and win the Premier League for me to maybe put him above Jose. Yeah, maybe then.
Yeah. Guys, make sure we're smashing a like. We're 4 likes of 50 likes, guys. So please make sure can you smash the like. Yeah, whilst we were doing that, I just had a think in it, and I didn't really want to do it, but I just can't help myself in it. And I'm probably going to do. It will probably do a show on it as well because we kind of discussed it. It's about obviously our number 9. How do we rate our number 9? The certain conditions that we're going to obviously apply on our number 9, which means our ratings are going to be different. So I started it from obviously the last game. He got an 8.9 for me because based on his ability, he done really well in it. It's like if you slap me in, do you know what I mean, in the Premier League, and do you know what I mean, I won a couple headers and some tackles, I'd hope to get a 9 in it. Like I might not go and play, I might not complete all my passes, but I might get a 9. I just had a look and I've compared his stats with Richarlison's this season. Yeah.
Okay.
That, and you know, a player that gets grilled for not scoring, not finishing his dinner. Like I know he's got more goals, but it's actually quite scary.
Go on.
So he beats him. This is per 90, right? So he's played less games as well. He gets more touches per 90. Yeah. Richarlison's played less games. He's played less games. He played 2 less games. He's played 2 less games, scored more goals, more touches, more ball recoveries, more goals per 90 as a result, with less shot accuracy, less shots in general, less shots off target, a similar amount of assists, more passes attempted, more passes completed, more forward passes, slaps him on aerial duels, won. 9.6 ground duels contested, 3.81 to 7 for Darwin Núñez and 2.6. A ground duel success percentage rate of 38.78 for Richarlison, 36.78 for Núñez, 1.2 clearances and 0.7. Man were telling me that Núñez is in the team because he works hard. Could we have gotten Richarlison?
Yeah, listen, I said it the other day, and like you said, listen, if you want to do a show on it, I'm going to be down. When it comes to Núñez, like I said, I'm not calling him a striker anymore. He is just another attacker of the team. He's had that striker title revoked, and I'll just judge him on the things he does around the pitch. I'm now going to look at him in terms of goals. I'll look at him the same way I'll look at Luis Diaz or Gakpo or something like that, like where I don't expect
Origi back
you could say, but yeah, like, I would say Origi because obviously Origi's played better games. Like players where I'm like, I don't expect you to score that many goals, but you do other things, so I'll base everything else on the other things that you do because I'm just getting tired. Like I'll be so real. If we really wanted to, like Núñez will have some serious hate, and he's already got hate anyway. But he can have some serious heat on man. But the way that Liverpool fan base move with this whole but he does, and there's always the but this and the but that, and I said, bro, what's the point? What is even the point? I'm not getting angry with you anymore. Do you know what I mean? I know you're not a good striker. That's absolutely fine now. I don't need you to be a good striker anymore. We'll just play with the fact that you can cause chaos and you're a nuisance and you know you're one of those type of guys, and I'll judge you solely on that and that alone because you're good at that. You're actually sick at doing stuff like that. But when we talk about goals, when man are talking about who do you trust more in front of goal, how far would everyone put Núñez down the list of strikers of attackers that we've got? So Salah, the Jotas, Diaz, Gakpo. How far is Núñez on this list? Yeah, I'm sure he's not in your top 2. We've only got 5. So he's already below half. All right, cool. So then if we're already saying that, yeah. And of all the other players that are available and out there, I'll take Callum Wilson, Isak, Solanke, like all these other guys. Yeah, man, I'm just going to judge him on the effort that he puts in now.
Yeah, like I said, it's just if we rate him not as a striker, and if we kind of that, I know it's quite cliche, but if you just kind of ignore the price tag, then you got a decent player. There. If you had bought him for 10 million, we'd be talking about one of the best signings. You know what I mean, that's what we say.
Facts.
So
Facts.
That's what's going to definitely have to be, man. But listen, we'll obviously discuss that another time, guys. We've been with you for an hour now, guys. So big up to everyone in the building. We've got 75 people, well, 80 people now in the building, guys. Make sure you are smashing a like. I need all of you guys. If you're watching this on the replay, if you're just, I mean, you're only coming up to obviously up to scratch or up to date with where we are at the moment in time. Just make sure that you're letting me know in the comments what you think of the likes of obviously Balagizi, we're getting recalled back in loan, joining the likes of Carvalho, but Owen Beck and co. The likes of obviously Inacio signing for Liverpool. How strongly do we believe these rumours? Do you know what I mean, are we on the side of Fabrizio Romano that's kind of pouring cold water on these rumours, or are we, do you know what I mean, excited about the potential transfer, the proposed, do you know what I mean, 30 million euro bid for Inacio from Sporting, and of course the Salah deal? Are we excited that Salah might be entertaining, do you know what I mean, an extension? Is that something that obviously we're looking at? Yeah, before we head out, G, let the people know what's popping on GTV tonight, man.
Oh yeah, 5:30, guys. So yeah, once you guys have finished watching this, if you head over to my channel, I'll be doing just a little conversation, man, on the Liverpool defense. So I've broken it up into defense, midfield, and the attack. So yeah, we'll be doing. I'll give you 2 seconds. I'll just send it out to you guys now. But yeah, I'll be doing Liverpool defense tonight. Tomorrow evening, I think I'm going to do. I'll then do the midfield, and then maybe on Saturday, I'll probably try and squeeze it in. Then we'll do the attack as well, just before obviously the Arsenal game. Maybe try and link it if Jerry's doing a stream. We'll then talk about it then. So this evening, it's just talking about the Liverpool defense and defense only. So yeah, guys, make sure you just join and head over there. Yeah, I mean, we'll chop it up in the chat, and we'll see kind of what's going on. Yeah.
Which one is it? Analyzing Liverpool defense, isn't it?
Yeah,
that's your one, isn't it?
Send it to you right this very.
Yeah, I think I've got it. So yeah, we're going to be obviously analysing Liverpool's defence. So that's obviously a really, really good one to obviously go and see. Before we head out, we've got one more question actually missed out from Mr. Sky Blue. So big up to Mr. Sky Blue 1972 saying, is a quadruple with the Europa Cup bigger than a treble, guys?
No.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I think that's fair.
You can't have a second tier competition.
Yeah, exactly. Honestly saying, Romano also said Caicedo to LFC, here we go. And we had Callum saying FSG for life, JJ rapping, Meet Mill, Dreams and Nightmares, and Monts barking. Yeah, man, I really do mean like that. But
why is Monts barking, man? I don't know what's going on, bro.
Say no more. But anyway, big up to everyone in the building. Big up to obviously Jamrock, Alexander Day Lost, Double A, Gagan Deep, Angel, LFC Red, flipping Red for Life, loads of you guys. Appreciate for everyone tuning in, guys. Make sure we are smashing a like, guys. If you stay on this video will send you across to GTV Football, where you're going to obviously have the discussion regarding Liverpool's defense. So guys, make sure we're just staying on this video as obviously we conclude the show, and we head over and smash the like on G's video and just get ready. Do you know what I mean? Grab some popcorn. It's in about 45 minutes or so. Do you know what I mean? So make sure we're heading over there, grab some popcorn, grab some tea, grab some food, and make sure obviously you're ready to obviously chill on GTV. But yeah, until next time, people. G, appreciate obviously you hopping on as always. It's been a JJ show. It's been a Transfer Hub. See you tomorrow for some more transfer news. and we are out. Take it easy. Have a good evening. Peace.